Holy smokes, I'm on the edge of my seat right now. Ilhan Omar must be losing her mind because her entire world is collapsing. This video is going to be insane. Not only are we talking about the White House confirming that Ilhan Omar married her brother, but guys, I may have just found irrefutable proof of this that is clear as day, as it is terrifying. We also have senators and Treasury secretaries talking about this unbelievable bombshell. And that is not all. We've also learned about TSA agents' firsthand experience with Somalians flying with millions of dollars out of the US. From where? You guessed it, Minnesota. So strap in because this is insane. It is unbelievable. But welcome to the Adam C. Moreno Show. If you like having conversations like this, if you think they matter, please subscribe, please like, and let's dive right in together. Starting with CBS on the massive Somali fraud that Tim Waz let happen. Let's not forget that. Look at what this man says about the fraud.
A honeymoon in the Maldives, a fleet of luxury cars. Here's a box with more than $270,000 in cash. This was all evidence from a new trove of files obtained exclusively by CBS News, showing how a group of convicted Minnesota fraudsters spent taxpayer dollars. One text message reads, "You are going to be the richest 25-year-old.
We're not even at the end of the beginning of our pursuit of the stolen money and of the people who stole it.
U.S. Attorney Daniel Rosen leads the office digging into the wave of COVID-era fraud that hit Minnesota.
So how much money are we talking about stolen from the American taxpayer?
I can say with great comfort, well in excess of $1 billion.
In the past
$1 billion. He says we're not even at the end of the beginning. That is how massive this is. And this story gets even tighter because our Treasury Secretary says he's going boots on the ground on this issue. Look what he writes on X. He says egregious fraud in Minnesota has cost taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars, including funds sent to Somalia through money services businesses, MSBs, which provide financial services outside a formal bank. Under POTUS's leadership, the U.S. Treasury will not stop until we fully investigate this deeply disturbing scam. Deeply disturbing is completely correct. Something else that is deeply disturbing, look at this. This morning, the White House page, rapid response 47 says, clear as day, yes, Ilhan Omar married her brother. We talked about this a few days ago with evidence that this article already references, which is the marriage history, the strange timeline, as well as some more screenshots. But guys, I decided to go on the deep end. I had been scouring the internet, going back in time to when things were simpler, and what I uncovered was truly shocking. It felt violating to witness something so strange and corrupt and fraudulent. But look at this. Ahmed Elmi, the supposed second husband of Ilhan Omar, had a different title. In an uncovered screenshot of his Instagram, look at what I found. Here he is clearly identifying Ilhan Omar's children as his nieces. In another moment, he's referring to them again in the same way, but a little bit more specifically. Look at this. These girls rock my world. This is his Instagram at the time, look at it, May 4th, 2013. These girls rock my world. Hashtag nieces, hashtag school, hashtag Manny, hashtag family, hashtag what? Uncle, and hashtag twins. And we already know that Ilhan Omar already has twins, so we can make some assumptions here. And perhaps the most shocking uncovered post is this one. October 8th, 2013. Ilhan Omar, representative of Minnesota, comments on Ahmed Elmi's Instagram directly, calling him the children's uncle. He says uncle mode, ... And we can make some assumptions here. And Ilhan, MN, Minnesota, responds with, they are so cute. Best uncle you are. So this is a bombshell. Any way you slice, I don't think many people have seen these photos, but things get genuinely more disturbing when you look at this. In 2017, Ilhan Omar sought to divorce Elmi, but look at this discrepancy that I found. These are her divorce papers. According to Ilhan Omar, on page 10 of these divorce documents, look at these questions. I, the petitioner, in this action for dissolution of marriage, the last location of the respondent was summer 2011. Okay. And look at this. My most recent contact with the respondent, Elmi, was June 2011. The last location of the respondents is unknown. So what's true? Is it that you haven't seen him since 2011 and that you don't know where he is and that you haven't spoken to him since then? Or that you are lying? Because in this photo, you could see this was in October of 2013, and you are clearly in contact with Elmi. So what's going on? I don't know about you, but my brain is just frying right now because this is not a good look at all. The Tower of Lies is crumbling, and I am just astonished. And while I catch my breath for a second, because this is a lot, this show doesn't have any sponsors, but it does exist because a tiny group of people chose that this conversation matters. So if you want to be one of them, the link is down below. So what's coming? I think that's the natural question. And look at what Senator Ted Cruz writes here. He says that she would be in violation of the 3 statutes if this were true, right? And he's responding to this Rapid Response post saying, yes, Ilhan married her brother. And here's what he says. He states marriage fraud, state fraud, and tax fraud, saying that the penalties could be hundreds of thousands of dollars, almost $1 million. It would be imprisonment and much more. And I'm sure you're wondering, well, where the heck is Tim Waz in all this? Isn't she going to go and like have her back because he's very outspoken and very empathetic? Well, look at this. Tim Waz is out here being Tim Waz. He says, Minnesota is a great place to live. We understand that the strength and prosperity of our state depends on the ability of every Minnesotan to thrive. However, our generosity has been taken advantage of by an organized group of fraudsters. Are we finally seeing Tim Waz develop a backbone, or is he just trying to kind of save face because he's in the middle of re-election? You tell me. Another alarming thing that I saw that I must include, and I want to thank one of the viewers of this show who brought this to my attention. Laura, you are awesome. Look at this. It is so alarming. Here's a TSA agent explaining what she saw working in a Minnesota airport. It is truly shocking.
In cash. Tell us what you've actually seen as a TSA agent during the time you worked there.
Well, I've actually seen a lot of things, but the most shocking is exactly that. I saw suitcases filled with millions of dollars of cash, and the couriers were always Somali men traveling in pairs. And they got through the checkpoint. It just really absolutely blew my mind the first time you open a suitcase and you see millions of dollars of cash.
Mind-blowing. Indeed. I am genuinely speechless. I fear that what this man said in the beginning was completely correct, that we are not even at the end of the beginning, and that the things that are going to be uncovered in the days, weeks, months, maybe even years to come is going to be incredibly uncomfortable to grapple with. But it does look like this is the state of our reality right now. But that's just what I think. That is the news right now. That is what I've uncovered from these really, really strange screenshots. And I am just genuinely shocked. I was uncovering this and I was thinking, what the heck? Why isn't anyone talking about this? So it is very, very interesting. But that's just what I think. I'd love to know what you think about all this. Please let me know in the comment section. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? And hey, if you made it this far, please like, subscribe, turn on the bell, and I will see you all next time. Also, we're getting closer and closer to Christmas, so I got to say, Merry Christmas. Hope to see you next time. Episode's over already? Geez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.